What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Run It Up podcast. I'm your host, Najee Adams. You know, I got my guy with me today, Jalaal Sandy. How you doing, bro? How you been? It took us an hour to get to this point, but we're here. So,
Yeah,
how you doing?
I'm chilling, man. The better question is how you doing? Your Wi-Fi stinks.
My Wi-Fi's horrible. I ordered a literal router extender before we started recording because my Wi-Fi is horrible. It says my I'm running out of browser space on my device. My laptop sounds like it's about to blow up. I tried because this is from 2020. I tried to use my work laptop that is brand new and beautiful and works like a charm, but for whatever reason the camera wouldn't show up on the work laptop. So GG's. So we're back on the fucking smoking disc that is my laptop from 2020. So we're gonna see how it works. But yeah, I've been chilling. March Madness is pretty horrible for my job because it's just nonstop work. So need that to be over with. But once that's done, we'll be good.
Yeah, I mean most of the games have been pretty good, but it sucks that you got to deal with the side of things that people don't see.
Yeah, the side of thing. For everyone else, it's like, oh my god, this game is amazing. And for me, it's like this game's amazing. Therefore, I have to tweet about it. I love a blowout. A blowout is like, this is great. No one gives a fuck if it's a blowout. But for me, it's like if someone hits a buzzer beater, everyone else gets to be like, oh my god, me. I gotta worry about. Let me get the clip and aggregate it and post it on TikTok and post it on Instagram. All that shit. I don't. That
do you feel like working in sports media, like, at least when you're working, kills like your excitement and your love for whatever sport unless it's like a sport you don't watch.
Absolutely,
like brother. So like you can't even really enjoy the game for real.
No, that's why I try and I don't know, bro. Like for other people, Super Bowl Sunday is like the greatest day of the year. For me, it's like it's literally my Super Bowl. Like that's the most stressful day of my year, bro. Like I like for the NBA Finals, like that shit is not enjoyable to me because if I have to work the games, because it's like, damn, I'm not worried about that game. I'm trying to make sure I got content for the outcome, no matter what outcome it is, trying to prep shit. Like the Sweet 16 on Thursday and Friday, I have to work those games. Everyone else is like, can't wait to see Nebraska, Iowa. I'm like, damn, I'm trying to sit here and think of what I'm gonna post after the game, depending on who wins. It's just a lot of mental taxation that I feel like other people just get to watch the game. But then I try and think to myself, there's some fucking nigga at McDonald's right now that would love to have my job. So like, like I can't be too mad. There's some nigga flipping burgers that would love to watch the Sweet 16 and tweet about it. So like, I can't be too mad because I am grateful for my shit. So but just like any other job, it's a job. You feel me? Like it has its pros and cons.
Yeah, I feel you.
But yeah, so this episode of the Run It Up podcast, we're going to talk a little bit of March Madness because obviously it was, I don't know, people were talking shit about it in the beginning, saying that it wasn't that good of a tournament. I thought that was a good, at least the round of 32. I thought the round of 32
first day was fine.
Yeah. People were upset that there's no double-digit sets. Like, yo.
High Point was that High Point game Friday or Thursday?
High Point and Texas double digit. Those
were both on Friday.
That got upsets. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if they were both Friday. I don't know if they were both Friday, but I know that
I think one of them was Thursday.
Yeah, it might have been Thursday. High Point, I think, might have been Thursday. Yeah, one seed got knocked out. Like this, it's a good 2 rounds. Yeah,
it was a great weekend.
It's been a good 2 rounds. So we'll talk March Madness a little bit. Talk about the players a little bit. A little bit of Cam Boozer, some AJ DeBant, to Darren Peterson, everyone's favorite guard now, Darius Acup. And then we'll go through MVP for NBA because that's been a topic of discussion between Luka, Jokic, Wemby, Shea. Give our top 10 players in the NBA. And then lastly, to end it off, we're going to attempt to do our version of an expansion draft. If you haven't heard, the NBA is probably going to do an expansion draft in the next 2 to 3 years. If you go to spottrack.com, they kind of protect all the players for you from every team. It's there. You can kind of edit it if you want, but we're going to let them decide who is protected from each NBA team and kind of draft our team. He'll be Vegas, I'll be Seattle, and we'll draft our teams. But we'll get to that at the end. So before we get into stuff, make sure you guys subscribe to Run It Up Podcast everywhere that podcasts are found. You can find us on TikTok, Instagram. Our last TikTok did good. Our last Instagram did good. For an account with 40 followers, people be watching our Instagram videos, man.
So shout out. Follow us.
Shout out. So make
I would
sure
love
you
a follow.
Follow us on Instagram. You can find me on Instagram at Najee Adams, on Twitter at Najee Adams _ Jalaal at j.sandy_. Everything's in the description. Leave a 5-star rating and review. Everything you do for every other podcast you listen to, do it for us also. So before we get into all the other content, song of the week, I'll keep mine simple. This song has been on repeat for me. It's been a while since I got my dog in here, but we're back and we're fucking better than ever. Hurricane Wisdom. The song is called Living Up. It's a great song. It's easily, I don't know what a song I have it on repeat pretty much. It's like a soca vibe, low key. It's like a soca, like, bussa wine kind of dance, kind of song. So it's valid. It's a good song. So that's my song of the week. What's yours?
This song, I've been putting off this song for a couple weeks since his album came out. Baby Keem song called Casino. I love that song. I think it's one of the best songs on the project. I like the project. It's cool. A lot of people don't like Baby Keem because of his voice or because they think he got like Nepo treatment because he's Kendrick's cousin. Like I'm cool. He's nothing like Kendrick, and I like his music. It's hit or miss for me though. Like some songs I'm like, oh, this is fire. And other songs I'm like,
Is that the one with the Kendrick feature?
No. Oh, okay. I like that song too because I like the girl. I like the girl's little hook. Kendrick's verse is like whatever. He was. Yeah. Kendrick's verse is whatever.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean?
Yeah. No, I'm just saying. If that,
you don't think it's a good song?
It's a fine song. I said when I listened to it that Kendrick verse is horrible. That Kendrick verse is horrible. I can't even remember how it goes, but I remember listening to it first. I will say though, Christy loves that song with the Kendrick feature, so I've listened to it way more since it first came out, and the verse has grown on me a little bit. Like
it's not that bad.
It's not horrible.
It's not grippy. It's not grippy.
It's not horrible, but it's not some elite shit. But don't worry.
It's not.
Iceman soon come. Iceman soon come.
Brother, can we move on?
So before we get into the NBA stuff, we got to talk March Madness because I feel like that's the premier sporting event in all of March. To be honest, like that, it's like dead of the NBA season. There's no football really. Like March Madness takes over.
Like a dead period in NFL free agency. Like
baseball
comes on, all the big baseball didn't start yet. But it was the World Baseball Classic had just ended right before the March Madness started. So perfect timing, honestly.
Yeah. So we got a couple categories here, but we'll start with the best game this weekend. What game would you give best game this weekend? For me, it was St. John's, Kansas, but I am
that was not
biased.
A good game, bro. That was not a good game.
I'm obviously biased, but St. John's, Kansas, for me, seeing my school make the Sweet 16 for the first time since I was born, it was nice. That was good to see, especially since it was against everyone's next Kobe, who we made look like a shitter. So I'm gonna go ahead and be happy about that. If I didn't pick a biased game, it would be Nebraska Vandy. Because that Nebraska Vandy game was great. My son Tyler Tanner almost that would have been an all-time. When I tell you like this, what
it was a Gordon Hayward shot. I don't know if you remember.
It was literally the Gordon shot. I looked it up after because everyone was saying that. So yeah, it's literally that shot.
It was literally the Gordon Hayward shot.
In the way that I was saying, like, I don't watch sports like everyone else anymore. I was like, I'm hoping that the game ends because like then I don't have to tweet anything else, right? But then Tyler Tanner shoots it, and when I tell you, bro, when it was rattling around, I felt like that was 35 seconds because it felt money, and I was thinking like I'm gonna have to fucking post this, and I was like, Jesus Christ! But nah, that shot would have been insane. I feel for bro. He's gonna go to the draft. He's gonna get drafted. He's like 5'11", but he's nice. I fuck with Tyler Tanner. So yeah, that was my two big games of the weekend. What was yours?
So I'll say the Kansas St. John's game was trash for 30 minutes, and then the last 10 minutes were very good. And I think you could argue that that moment was the best moment of the weekend because St. John's ain't been to the Sweet 16 in so long. But that game, like in totality, was terrible. Like Kansas
First
couldn't
half is
inbound the
horrible.
Kansas couldn't inbound the ball. Everybody was throwing up bricks. People were fouling like crazy. Yeah, it was, and I think Darren Peterson had for his standard, a bad game. But I think like when the opportunity presented itself, he did what he needed to do. Like he hit the game tying free throws. He had a big bucket down the stretch. Some weird stuff was happening in that game. But the three games that stand out to me, like you said, Vandy and Nebraska, also Wisconsin at High Point, which was basically a shootout. Nobody was playing defense. Rob Martin was running down the court, cooking everybody.
Yeah.
And Rob Martin is like Tanner, like 5'10", maybe, if that. But he's fast as hell. Can get to the cup. He can't really shoot. That's what kills me. I remember I was watching Virginia, and I don't remember who they were playing, but this dude in the first half had 3 threes, and they go to halftime, and they're like, "Hey, so you've hit 1 3 all season, and you have 3 in the first half." I'm like, bro, I don't know what type of fairy dust is sprinkled over these stadiums and these arenas in March, but it is insane. Like watching Bryce Hopkins hit 6 threes in a game is nuts. Like he's not like that ever. He's never been like that. Even when he was at Providence, he wasn't like that. And then the last game, UNC and VCU. I think everybody felt like UNC was kind of wavering on, maybe should have been on the outside looking in, but
after they lost Caleb Wilson, it's tough.
Yeah,
like, you lose your best player. It's like,
up 17 in the second half, and they blew a lead, and it was tragic. And I think Hubert Davis is probably going to get fired because UNC, since did they win that? No, they got to the championship game, and then they lost to Kansas. They haven't been the same. So, like, since they lost Caleb Love and that whole crew, and
RJ Davis,
yep,
Lakers,
that
RJ
whole
Davis.
crew. Yeah, shut up. Ever since those guys have gone out the door, it's looked a little different. But their excuse is Caleb Wilson got hurt, and it's a valid excuse.
Yeah. Caleb Wilson, when you lose a top 5 player in the country, it's like, damn, like you're gonna look like a different team, So
and he does a lot of little things for them that don't show up on the box. Like, he's a great defender. He just does a lot of the dirty work.
Yeah, he would be the best athlete on the court. In damn near every match,
every game.
Yeah. So I think that was tough for them. I think UNC is definitely gonna look for a new coach. I think that they're one of the premier brands in college basketball, at least. And like we know they got bread. Like if you could go get Belichick for football, you got bread to spend on a basketball coach. You feel me? So I think that they're gonna go and they're gonna fire Hubert Davis. I don't know where they're gonna go and try and poach a top coach from. Like I don't know. Like I've seen people say like, oh, they're gonna try and go get Todd Golden from Florida. I don't think Todd Golden's leaving Florida after winning the Natty. It's not like Florida don't got bread. Like Florida gonna pay to keep him. I've seen them say, who's Gonzaga's coach? He's Mark Few. Mark Few. I've seen that they might try and go get Mark Few, but it's like Mark Few's been there 27 years. They've made the tournament every year.
No, he's a Zag for life.
I don't know that they're gonna be able to get him. So it's like I don't know where they're gonna go with the search. But I'm interested to see what happens. Maybe they'll try and poach a NBA assistant coach or something, a G League coach maybe.
We snag like an assistant off somebody else's staff. That happens sometimes. The thing is, like, all of the blue blood programs, maybe except for Duke, because Coach K recently retired. Like everybody's coach is pretty much set. Like Kansas has Bill Self, and he's been there for years. UConn, Dan Hurley is locked into you. They won back-to-back chips.
If he ain't take the Lakers job, he ain't taking no college job.
That's what I'm saying. He turned down an NBA job to stay with UConn and won back-to-back chips. Like he good over there. He ain't going nowhere. He got a lifetime contract till he decides I don't want to coach no more. Patino's not going anywhere.
No.
Calipari's not going anywhere. Tom Izzo not going anywhere. Like all of these guys that have been coaching for years and years and have established their legacy, there's no reason for them to move. So it's interesting to see like who they'll find, because it's always nice to see like new coaches establish a legacy.
Yeah. Yeah, and UNC, like I said, like UNC basketball, that means something. You feel me? Like college basketball, that shit means something.
Bro,
like
basketball in North Carolina is serious.
Yeah,
like they don't play about like the UNC Duke rivalry. Obviously, like we always knew it was a rivalry, but since like me moving here, it has heightened my awareness of how serious they take basketball. Even like if NC State is playing Duke, it's a serious weekend. Like football, cool, but basketball is the roots of North Carolina.
I remember us talking about like, oh, what's the 10 best jobs in like college football? Like LSU, Alabama, Texas, Georgia. Like UNC is one of the 10 best jobs in college basketball. Yeah. So I think someone's gonna take that job. They're gonna be able to get somebody. You feel me? So we'll see.
Maybe they'll hire another alum.
Maybe
or like an alum that's a coach somewhere, or like doing TV. They got a bunch of alums everywhere. Like
what do you think was the most impressive team?
Most impressive team? Michigan.
I have two for this.
Hands down.
I
think Michigan to me looked the most consistent. Like there was never a time where I felt like Michigan was ever in trouble in any of their matchups. And then comparing them to like Arizona kind of was playing around with their last matchup. Duke has the propensity to like just keep like let teams stick around and hang around, and they're like, all right, we're done playing around with y'all. Let's smack y'all. Let's smack y'all. And then we saw Florida go down on Sunday. So like, and I think if anybody would have picked the 1 seed to go down early, it would have been Florida. They're just not as good as they were last year. Let me look at the bracket to make sure I'm not missing anyone else. Illinois is another team that's looked really good. And Houston as well. I picked Houston. Houston is my champion in both of my brackets. Oh well, no, I picked Arkansas in one. My family won because I was just messing around. And I picked Houston.
Gotcha.
I like A-Cuff.
I know. I'm saying that's why people love them.
Yeah, I think the teams that I named, I think those are the most important. I think what I said: Michigan, Illinois, and Houston.
Yeah, mine's is Houston, 31-point win versus Idaho in round 1, which is like, okay, you're supposed to do that. You go Texas A&M, 31-point win. They 30-piece both teams. Now they play Illinois. I mean, Kelvin Sampson, that team plays defense. They have two probably top. Well, they have at least one top 10 pick. In Kingston Flemings. And I don't know.
But they've got two first round picks.
Yeah, they got 2 first rounders.
Maybe 2 lottery picks. I would say 2 lottery picks.
Yeah, probably 2 lottery picks. I didn't want to, but at least Kingston Flemings is probably going to top 10. And then my second one is Bama. Bama to be a 4 seed. A lot of people had them getting upset by Hofstra, blow them out by 20. Texas Tech, a 5 seed. That was the spread was 1.5 points. They won by 30. Like it was a 1.5 spread, and they won by 30. Like, and now they play Michigan. They're probably gonna lose in Michigan, but like, hey, Bama, Michigan, like this is fucking football. Iowa, Nebraska, like it's football. We got a couple of football matchups.
Bama is kind of like the reason I'm not high on Bama is because like they're not hitting threes. They're not doing.
Yeah, they just play fast as fuck. Like they just their
like
guard play.
LeBaron Fallon, please help us, save us. And like he can't always do that. He can't always do that.
Yeah, I like Nate Oates though. Nate Oates is a good coach. I did a graphic for FanDuel today that's like top college football coaches and college basketball coaches, like duos, like combining them. And Bama was 3 for me. I had DeBoer and Nate Oates 3rd. And people were very upset. They were like, they should be 1. They said they should be 1. I had Houston 1. I had Houston 1 because I had Willie
DeBoer pulling them down.
That's what I'm saying. But he's like, DeBoer coached in a national championship game. I'm like, yeah, at Washington, what? Not at Alabama. What?
Ever since he got to Bama, they've been underwhelming.
Yeah, what? They got one college football playoff win. One for me was Willie Fritz and Kelvin Sampson at Houston, because Houston was good last year in college in football, and like they're not supposed to be a football school. Two for me was Duke, because Duke won the ACC last year with Darian Mensah. And obviously Duke is Duke in basketball. And then 3, I went with Alabama. I threw Florida in there. They were in there somewhere at 7 or some shit like that. But yeah, I wanted to put UConn in there because Dan Hurley is nice, but I just couldn't. UConn football stuff,
They're not bad. They're just not like a major. They're not a major conference. They're independent, so it's not. And they're no Notre Dame, so there's nothing to write home about.
Yeah. But yeah, those are probably my 2 most exciting teams. My most disappointing team, I have BYU in Florida. BYU because like not that I was expecting them to make some crazy tourney run. I had them in my Sweet 16 because I'm a sucker for a good elite player. And like AJ DeBanza is probably gonna be a top 3 pick, if not the number 1 pick in the draft. I do this every year. I had Oklahoma State going far when Cade was there. I had Murray State going far when Ja was there. I'm just a sucker for a good player going far in the tournament.
Right with you, brother. I'm right with you. I do the same thing every year, and I don't know why.
Every single year I do the same shit. BYU goes down. I mean, it was a good game from AJ. They're disappointing to me because they paid him $7 million to go there, and they didn't make the second round of the tournament. And I think that's brutal. And he's going to be gone after this year. But it is what it is. And then my other one was Florida, just because like you're a 1 seed, you're the defending champs, and you lose to Iowa. Like a first year head coach, not Iowa. Iowa. Yeah, you lose to a first year head coach and Ben McCullum. Iowa not known for basketball, and Todd Golden is like talking shit, and Florida was a little bit
good this year though. Iowa's they were good this year. All year.
They were good this year. But yeah, I just feel like that's a little bit of a disappointing way to go out. The national champs not to make the Sweet 16, to lose to a 9 seed. That's a little bit tough.
The Sweet 16 last year.
That's true.
It's a tough life.
But you guys were coming off a repeat, so like you were going for a 3-peat.
But just like last year, we lost to Florida by 1, and then they lost to Iowa by 1. So it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah,
and you lose your starred senior guard that led you to a national championship.
Yeah.
It's just tough.
Who was your most disappointing team?
I have 2. My first one is I was gonna say BYU, but I'm gonna just say somebody else. I'm gonna just go Kansas. I don't think Kansas is a great team. Like I had them losing in the Sweet 16 anyway. But I think the way that they lost is just a microcosm of their entire season in one game. Like they couldn't do anything correctly. They couldn't get Darren Peterson had to. Darren Peterson was the only person that could get open on an inbounds play. Like the other guards are struggling to get open, and he's like, "All right, I'm gonna just shimmy and get open real quick." They can't inbound the ball. They can't dribble up the court. They're throwing the ball off their teammates' ankles. I want to say it felt like they had 30 turnovers or something of that nature. And credit to St. John's. St. John's defense is really, really good, really physical. I think the Big East gets a lot of slack for being a lower prestige in the way like they don't have as much star power, but the Big East is just a physical, tough conference to play in. Like every team is a reason why Big East teams go far in the tourney, because they play defense and they play physical and they run up and down the court and they wear you down. But for me, it's just I thought Kansas had all the talent to at least get to the Sweet 16, and then for them to lose the way that they did and to let Ron Darling blow by you when he hasn't hit a jump shot in God knows how long is just insane to me. But it is what it is. I've never really liked Kansas, to be completely honest with you. I just like Darren Peterson and hope he doesn't end up on the Sacramento Kings. My number 2 team might be a shocker to you, the UConn Huskies. Listen. I'm not even that high on my boys this year. Yeah. Not even that high on my boys this year, right? I have them losing this upcoming weekend, whether it's Sweet 16 or Elite 8. I think in my bracket I had them losing to Michigan State. However, I think if it wasn't for Terrace Reed Jr. turning into Wilt Chamberlain and Alex Caravan holding it down like the senior he is. He would not be playing next weekend. The first game I gave them a pass because their starting point guard was out. Silas Demery, who's been pretty solid all year. But then the second game against UCLA, I have been pounding the table all season saying, yo, solo ball has been bad all season. I know he had a wrist injury. And it's kind of mind-boggling because last year he shot 40% from three. This year he's shooting like almost under 30. And I think part of it has to do with injury. I think another part of it is probably mental because he's been struggling for the majority of the year. But if he doesn't pick it up, they're not winning next weekend. Like they're probably gonna lose to Michigan State. Like the only person that can hit threes right now is Alex Caravan. And Braylon Mullins is a freshman. I don't know how much pressure you can put on a freshman to carry you like that when he's not like the level of an AJ DeBanza or Darren Peterson or Caleb Wilson or Cam Boozer or like anybody like that. But I do think they still have a formula that works for them. So I'm not going to be like completely down on them. I just don't think this team is as good as I was used to them being for the last like 3-4 years. And they just need like some. They just need some. I don't feel like they have enough dogs. They got like one or two, and you really need like 3, 4. Maybe your whole starting lineup got to be dogs. But they're still a solid team. I'm a little spoiled. I'll admit it.
I was gonna say you got 2 natties, brother.
I'm saying back-to-back natties. But I'm like everything, and then Desi yells at me when I'm like, this team stinks. I was like, Kling is not walking through that door. Podcast's not walking through that door. Like they were pissing me off, bro. But I think, the biggest
thing
thing
for women's
me is
natty too.
Oh, they're winning the chip.
Yeah, they're going undefeated, boy.
Only team that could beat them to me is South Carolina or UCLA. Those are only 2 teams where I'm like, oh. Other than that, they smoking teams. They were up on Syracuse last night. It was like 50-8.
Yeah,
I was
something
like,
ridiculous.
What?
Yeah,
y'all get
yeah, there you go. They're going the Wings got it, so they're gonna have Paige and Azzi.
Yeah,
so shout out,
romantic duo.
Yeah, they're UConn duo. So I think we kind of have around the same. I'm not super disappointed in UConn because obviously I think Sweet 16 it's higher than it's farther than you guys made it last year. I think Dan Hurley. I'm always doing a Dan Hurley hate watch since he turned down the Lakers job. But I recognize greatness, so shout out. I think he's probably
he is a really good coach.
He's a great coach, and he's unhinged, and I think that's fun. So I think that I wanted to ask you, who's your final 4?
So I think coming out of the East, it's probably going to be Duke. I think if Duke beats St. John's, they whoever they play next. I think St. John's will be tough only because they just make the game messy. Like they just love to muck things up. But if St. John's is going to put up 33s, I think Duke lives with that. So I have them coming out of the East region anyway. They've been one of the best teams in the country all year. You could argue they're the best team in the country. Coming out of the, I don't know what region, West region, Arkansas. I think Arkansas beats Arizona this weekend. I think they beat Purdue this weekend.
Shit.
I think they're playing with great rhythm and great chem. Like they have a lot of momentum right now. They're not like a super talent. Like they're a talented team. They're not like they've always been trying to figure out their chemistry like all year. And I think in the SEC tournament, they finally figured out how they want to play and how they want to approach things. The biggest question mark is a team going to just decide they want to attack Darius Acuff until he gets tired? Because honestly, that's probably the only way that you can match their offensive firepower. Like if Acuff is going to give Arkansas 25 to 30 every game that they play, it's going to be tough to beat them. And I think outside of that, they're outside of Michigan, they're probably the hottest team right now. Like Arizona looks fine. But I think they could have played a little bit better. And then we go down to the Midwest region. I think Michigan makes it out of that. Iowa State is tough. They're really tough. But again, I think if Duke is not the best team remaining, I think Michigan is. And then coming out of the South, the guys that I picked to win the whole damn thing, Houston. So Houston, Michigan, Arkansas, and Duke. Even though Duke has uh, a tendency to choke in big games. I would love to see UConn in the Final Four. I just don't think they have enough this year. I'm low key praying they make it because that's great. And I don't really want to see a Duke chip. So hey, even if St. John's made it, like I don't really like y'all like that no more. I used to rock with y'all before y'all started talking crazy. Now that y'all talk crazy when y'all win a regular season chip, things have changed. So I respect it, but I don't think I just don't think St. John's has enough offensively. That's the only reason I wouldn't pick them to beat Duke.
That's fair. I think for me, my Final Four is Duke. I think they beat us. I think that as much as I want us to win, I am relatively realistic about what we are as a team. I think we shot the most threes of any game this season versus Kansas. I don't know that that's a recipe for success. And I think teams are going to force us to shoot threes, and I don't know that we have the personnel to take advantage of that. Zuby, great player, love that kid. I think he'll be a fine NBA player. But I don't know that. I think he's probably reached his college peak. Like if we have to ask him to win us a game, I don't know that that's going to work very well. So I think Duke wins. I think Houston goes to the Final Four. I think Arizona goes to the Final Four. I have them winning the Natty for me. And I think Michigan goes to the Final Four. So 3 1 seeds and a 2 seed in Houston. But yeah, that's kind of my Final Four. I think that all those teams for the most part, like I want Arkansas to be good. I love Darius Acuff. I just think that I don't know. I think the defense is brutal, and I think that matters, like if High is giving you hell, I think that the Arizona is going to give you hell. And I know that a lot of people say that like the offense balances out the defense with Darius Acuff. And I think it does up until you run into a team that's as skilled as you offensively. Like the offense pays up and makes up for the defense when you're playing a high point and you have 4 of the 5 most talented players on the court. Does the offense make up for the defense when you're playing Arizona and it's a relatively well-matched game? I don't know. So
I think it's an interesting matchup though. Like Arkansas has a lot of guard firepower. So they could get 50 out of their 2 guards. Mm-hmm. And then after that, everybody just gotta fill in where they need to.
Yeah.
But Arizona could drop 90. That's the problem.
Yeah. So I don't know. And I also, I mean, before we move to NBA, I wanted to ask you, like, what are your thoughts on the I don't know that it's the top 4, but like the 4 most talked about guys. Like, how do you personally rank Boozer, AJ, DP, and Darius Acuff?
Based on what they are right now, or like their ceiling?
Like if you were drafted,
if I was to draft them,
yeah.
Today, like as of today, I would take AJ 1 just because I think he has the most upside with his size. He's 6'9", and he's raw, but like he reminds me of Jaylen Brown a little bit, like a bigger Jaylen Brown. I think he can improve on his playmaking. Like it just seems like that hasn't gotten there yet. And just learning more about the game, like his IQ. There's just certain shots he takes. I think most of the shots he takes are good shots for him because he's 6'9".
A lot of middies.
Like a lot of the shots he takes are tough, but he knows he can make them because he's just shooting over people most of the time. In the NBA, you're not getting away with that.
No.
So once he learns that, I think he'll be fine. My 2 is Darren Peterson. I think Darren Peterson is going to be an elite scorer once he reaches the ceiling. He's the best shooting guard prospect since Anthony Edwards. He's essentially playing like 20 minutes a game and he's averaging 20. And he's a true 3-level scorer. Like he's not a Chuck. I think he tried to force the issue against St. John's because the looks weren't giving him much and he had to take what he was getting. But overall, like he has the full package offensively. I think he's underrated defensively. Like I think he's actually better than he's given credit for. He had 4 blocks the other night against St. John's. I think he's great in the passing lanes. I think as a team defender, like a help defender, he's pretty good. On ball, he's a little shaky, but it is what it is. 3 for me is Cam Boozer, and
I
my
love
issue
me
with
some
Cam
Cam.
Boozer,
I love
my
me
issue,
some
my
Cam.
issue with Cam Boozer is I think he's the perfect player that you want for college, right? Like if you put him in a system, he's gonna do everything you need him to do. He does a little bit of everything. He can shoot a little bit. He can get to the rim. He's a great passer for his position. He rebounds really well, and he plays good enough defense that he's not a liability.
Yeah.
And his athleticism is good enough. Well, the reason I have him 3, even though I think he's going to win National Player of the Year and all that great stuff, and he's probably going to be called the best player in college basketball because he has been this year, in my opinion. His lack of athleticism is going to be a problem in the NBA. Like I think my comp for him is like an Al Horford, and I don't even think that's bad. Like Al Horford was a good player for a very long time, and still is. Like he's still hooping at damn near 40. But like I look at Atlanta Al Horford, or even like early Celtics Al Horford, and I could see Cam Boozer in that type of role, like a jack of all trades, two-way guy who's not the most athletic, but has still puts his impact on the game. I didn't give a comp for Darren Peterson because I don't really have like an exact comp for him. I think he's like shades of a few people. Like he just has a lot of different things going on. Like there's some Donovan Mitchell in his game. There's like Shea in the way that he's able to get to his spots in a way. Like he just knows where he wants to go. And then Caleb Wilson is 4. And I think you can make an argument that Caleb Wilson could be 2 in terms of upside because defensively he's insane and he's probably the second best. I'll say he's for now the second best athlete out of these 4. He just has to develop his offensive game a little bit more. But I think you can plug him in on a team and he can make an immediate impact anywhere. And I think you can say that about all 4 of these guys. The reason I don't have Darius Acuff in my 4 is because even though he is a dynamic guard in college, I do think the size is an issue. The lack of defense is an issue. And we talked about it a couple months, maybe a month ago. These small guards that aren't playing defense are being quickly phased out of the NBA, or like at least they're not as attractive as they used to be. The Ja Morants, the Trey Youngs. I think the thing that's saving De'Aaron Fox is the fact that he does actually play some defense because he's only 6'3". I think Acuff is 6'1", 6'2" at best.
6'1", 6'2", yeah.
So I think he goes top 5, top 6 at worst, but I don't see what the argument is. And I think it depends on the team that's there, I guess. We don't know what the lottery is. But in terms of like someone that you want to, I think he'll be an offensive superstar.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a certain way you have to build teams in order for that to work, right?
Yeah.
Like I think the best example of it, at least in the last 10 years, is probably the Portland Trailblazers with Damian Lillard. Like he is one of the best point guards ever. Probably top 12, 15. You could probably put him in your top 10. Some people probably put him in top 10. And they couldn't get over the hump because he's a liability defensively, and they never had enough to put around him to build a great team. So I think from a team building standpoint, Caleb Wilson is more valuable than a Darius Acuff for what the NBA is right now.
Yeah, I think for me, I love Acuff offensively. I think when I look at what people comp him, it's a lot of like a lot of people say like, oh, Allen Iverson. Like, okay, I don't see AI because like
No.
Darius Acuff, like it's hard to oversell how bad his defense is. Like it's almost non-existent. Like Iverson averaged 3 steals a game in college. Like people say like Steph Curry gets like deflections. Steph Curry gets like he disrupts the flow of an offense on the defensive end in some way. Yes, he's not a good on-ball defender. Steph Curry plays the passing lanes. Darius Acuff doesn't average a single steal. Like he averages like 0.7 steals. That's hard to do. Like that's not like bad defense. That's horrific defense. And so like when people are saying like, oh, even he gets like Dame comps, it's like like that's like top level shit for him. Like
Yeah.
Dame is one of the 10 best shooters ever. Like if we're giving Dame comps, Dame is
5.
all. You feel me? Like we're giving Steph and Dame comps. Steph is the greatest ever. Dame is a top 5-10 shooter ever. Like that's a hard bar for Darius Acuff to get to. Like Darius Acuff could come in if he's not a 100th percentile 3-point shooter, shit might get dark. You know, like
And we don't really know what he
is
shooter. That's the thing too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if he is a Damian Lillard level shooter. Like,
exactly.
It's just the fact that he gets to the basket so easily because that's how talented he is, that he doesn't really need to shoot. Like, his midi is cool, but like in the league, dudes are going under that every time.
Yeah, we're cool with that. Yeah, and it's like I've seen D Rose comps. He's nowhere near as athletic as D Rose.
I saw a comp that I actually liked a lot. Stephon Marbury.
Yeah,
I think that's a great comp.
Yeah.
Marbury was kind of the same way. Like, he could get to the rim easy, but his jumper was never like good enough for you to respect it consistently. If he got hot, yeah, but he was never known as somebody who could hit a bunch of threes. And I think Acuff is in the same, but it's a different NBA. He might develop it differently. Like, maybe at his peak, he is a shade of a Lillard.
I've seen like point. Brunson. I could see Brunson. I could see like a Brunson level player. I could see Brunson. That's cool with me. I think and this is not to say that I don't think Darius Acuff will be good. I think like the offense, if he sustains a level of offense that he's playing at now, I think he'll be a good player. I think that like one of the comps I saw that I was like, okay, that's probably the low end comp. It's like a Keontae George. Like if Darius Acuff is like Keontae George, but you're taking him top 5, I don't know that you're getting your return back there. Granted, like Keontae George having a hell of a year, but like, is that a top 5 pick? I don't think so. So I think like that's my problem with Acuff. I think for me personally, Cam Boozer is my number 1 player in the draft, and I go back and forth.
Really?
I go back and forth, but I think if I want to preface this by saying, if I'm a team like the Pacers, I think Darren Peterson would fit so well with the Pacers because he's not a guy that I want to give the ball to and let him initiate an offense. Like, he's not a great creator. He doesn't get to the rim at a super high rate. But if you're bringing him off pin downs, like if you're getting him off ball and have a creator like Halliburton that can feed him easy looks, Darren Peterson would fucking cook on the Pacers. But like, if I'm a team like the Kings or like if I'm a team like the Kings, or if I'm a team like the Nets, or if I'm a team like the Wizards, who need like a
not the Jazz.
Like, if I just need a good player, for me, Cam Boozer is I can't see him not being good. And like, he does everything well other than defend the rim. Like, he shouldn't be playing the 5. Sometimes he does it for Duke. That's not how they win basketball games. He should not be playing the 5. He gets to the rim well. He shoots the ball well. He's a good enough defender. He dribbles well. He's a good passer. Like, he's good on catch and shoot. He can play out of the post. Like, he can navigate the pick and roll, make the short roll pass. He can do everything you need him to do. If you're asking me, if I'm the number 1 pick and you're asking me who from this class do I think is going to contribute to winning the fastest, I'm going to say Cam Boozer. If you're asking me who is going to average 30 and potentially win 4 MVPs, I'm going to say Darren Peterson or AJ DeBanza. But if I'm trying to build something, I think Cam Boozer is my best shot at that, at being the connector. Like, I can.
But if you don't know who's picking number 1,
that's fair. That's fair. I like the Pacers. I wouldn't pick Cam Boozer 1.
No.
But like,
or AJ, you could pick either one.
You can pick AJ. But I think Cam like has the highest. I don't even know if it's the highest
floor. Nah, he has the highest floor.
I think he has the highest floor. I just think he's the best all-around player. I don't even know who to comp him to. Like, I've seen Al Horford, I've seen like Kevin Love, I've seen Pistons Blake Griffin, but like
Blake Griffin's not a bad one.
Blake Griffin's not a bad one. I think people underrate Cam Boozer because he's not jumping out the gym athletic. He's not giving you highlight reel plays, but like, he's I do think he's in the same tier as like a Cooper Flag level prospect that people were talking about last year. I do. He doesn't have the athleticism, but I think he's that level of guy. I do.
It's hard to be a guy that's not athletic and be an elite level player in the NBA.
That's fair.
Like it's everybody can't be Jokic and Luka. Like that is generationally special talent that you have to have. And those guys weren't even like Luka was highly touted, but he wasn't the number one guy. He was like number
Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
And Jokic was a second round pick. So like it's it's
I
just
get
hard
it's
to
hard. It's
it's
hard.
hard
When
to
you
predict like what he's gonna be. But I think at his worst, to me, he's Al Horford
yeah,
with better handle. And I think, like you said, that's a player that contributes to winning.
that's a multi-time all-star. That's you feel me? Like
Exactly,
that's a
exactly.
good player.
That's
Like,
a NBA champion, a
yeah,
guy who
like
contributed to a championship. I
and
don't think I don't know if he'll ever be the best player on his team per se. Like I don't know if he can be the guy that can. If you win a championship, Cam Boozer is the best player. But as a 2, that's perfect.
yeah, I
He's a
feel that.
great 2.
I feel that. I feel that. And I think I would rank it Cam Boozer, AJ, Darren Peterson, and then Caleb Wilson, and A Cup and Michael Brown Jr. is nice. Like I think there's a great class. Like this is an absolutely amazing class all around.
Deep too.
Yaxel
Like
from Michigan. I fuck with Yaxel. Like there's a lot of good players in this class. So I'm excited for it. I just wanted to stamp my Cam Boozer take. I think he's good. Like I think I trust him the most to figure it out in whatever scenario, whatever team build he's put into. And I think of it like a guy like Khan Knipple. Like he's not athletic, but like he's a good basketball player. And like you put him on the Hornets, and of course you have a fuck ton of guards. You have a fuck ton of guys that need the ball in their hands, and it's like we draft him high, and he just figures it out. Like he just figures it out, and he contributes to winning. And I kind of look at Darren, and I kind of look at Cam Boozer like that, and that like, hey, whatever your team build is, even if it is the Pacers, I think Cam Boozer would figure it out. But yeah, so that's my.
So your 4 is Cam, AJ, Darren Peterson, Caleb Wilson.
Yeah.
Or is your 4th Acuff?
My 4th is Caleb Wilson because the defense is tough. The defense I can't get over that. I don't know if I can take you top 4. When I think he's probably the best point guard though. Between him and Michael Brown.
No, I don't even think it's close.
Yeah, I wish Michael got to play in the tourney because Louisville, it would have been cool to see him. But I think, he's the best guard in the draft. You know, Calipari guards, good hit rate, other than like Shaden Sharp, Rob Dillingham, and there's one other one I'm forgetting. There's one other one, Shaden Sharp,
Tyrese
Rob
Maxey.
Dillingham. No, I'm talking about the busts. It's one other one out that is not good. But for the most part, they're good.
I'm gonna just say Archie Goodwin for the pod.
There you go. And so that's our college hoop corner. We got 40 minutes of college hoop talk, so lock the fuck in. We can move on to NBA though. A big topic in the NBA has been who the MVP is. I think Shea has pretty much been the runaway favorite for most of the year. But the Lakers 9-game win streak, which was snapped last night by Dennis Jenkins and the Pistons, kind of put that into a little bit in jeopardy. Jokic is kind of falling off a bit. The Nuggets are like the 6th seed currently. Let me take a look. It changes every night in the West. They're currently the 4 seed now. So there you go. They're tied with the Wolves, and then the Rockets are half a game back. So it's pretty much a race for the 4, 5, 6. And then Wemby and the Spurs have a legitimate case to also be in the MVP race. So just curious on your thoughts on who's your MVP. If you didn't say Shea, who would it be for you? And what do you think about the Luka case and the Jokic case?
I think it's Shea, but if I couldn't pick Shea, I would pick Wemby. I think last night he was asked about what would he make his case, and he talked about his defense. He talked about like how offense isn't just the points that you put up, which is very true. And I can't remember the third point that he made, but all of his points were extremely valid. Like Wemby knows ball and he understands his value to his team. And I think for as young as he is and the role that they are asking him to, the pressure that's been put on him to basically be handed the reins of this franchise after a Hall of Famer carried it for 20 years almost. It's a tall task, and I think Wemby has met every expectation. I think he is, from a talent perspective, I think there's an argument to be made that he's the greatest defender maybe ever. Like in terms of the way that teams have to adjust to how much space he covers and what he can take away in 2 seconds, like the shots that teams don't want to take and the angles that they want to attack Wemby at, and trying to get him to switch on when he can step out and guard just fine. Like, it is almost impossible to score on him. And when he's not playing, you see the clear difference. I think Wemby is a top 4 or 5 player in the league right now. I think he is the best defender in basketball. I think his offensive impact, like he said, is not just his points. I think his presence on the court on offense just screams volumes. He's 7'4". As soon as he touches the ball, there's 3 eyes on him immediately. So I know we like gravity used to be a joke, but like it's not the same gravity as a Steph or a KD or a LeBron. Like, it's oh my God, how are we gonna stop it? Like, as soon as he takes a dribble, it's almost Shaq like. Like, teams wanted to stop Shaq so hard that they stopped everything else that they were doing to just stop Shaq. And I think the same thing is going to happen with Wemby. It kind of happened with Giannis too at one point, and I think it still does sometimes. But like, I think for Wemby, there's another step that he's going to take next year that I think, if he's healthy and he's playing at this level consistently, the MVP conversation is going to be wrapped up real quick. Like, these guys are the second seed in Wemby's 3rd season with a top 5 rookie pick off the bench, De'Aaron Fox, who was excommunicated out of Sacramento and had to force his way to San Antonio, and a bunch of guys who were like 1st-round picks for the Spurs, but nobody is really a star. Like, Keldon Johnson was a 1st-round pick. He's a cool player. Harrison Barnes is like their big vet, him and Luke Cornett. Like, they have a really, really good team. Mitch Johnson is a great coach. He's a maniac. Stephon Castle's one of the best perimeter defenders for a guard position in basketball. Like, they are truly, truly like a contender in this kid's 3rd year in the NBA. And I think it speaks volume to his impact. It speaks volume to his value, and to, honestly, like, I think we're bringing the value of defense back. I think NBA discourse for a long time has been like, oh my God, his bag is so crazy. He scores 30. Yeah, he's giving up 32. Bro, Wemby's scoring like 25, getting you 12 rebounds and 4 block shots, and also defending the rim from potentially like 25 to 30 extra points. It's absurd. I don't have any stats in front of me, but I watch basketball. I know what the fuck I'm watching. This kid is going to be unbelievable, and I think his ceiling is like top 15 at worst if he stays healthy. That's not hyperbole. I'm not gassing anything. He's as advertised when he got drafted. He's the best person to be drafted since LeBron James. The best prospect to be drafted since LeBron James. This is here. We here.
Yeah.
It's here.
Yeah.
I thought it was coming next year. I thought we had one more year. Nah. It's happening right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much with you. And for me, like, I obviously am a Lakers fan, so like, I respect the Luka MVP case. But if I'm being serious, like, I think Shea deserves the MVP. Best player, best team, all that. I think Wemby has, like you said, the second best case pretty easily, in my opinion. Like, I think, like you said, I have the stats, right? So he is easily the best defender in the sport. Teams are scoring 12.9 points per possession less when he's on the court, which is 99th percentile. Opponents at the rim, they are shooting 5.1% worse at the rim. That is 91st percentile. Their effective field goal percentage, 5.2% worse. In half court, they are 10.2 points per play worse when Wemby is on the court. That is 98th percentile. The only way you can really score on the Spurs is in transition. And so if you let Wemby set up in the half court, good fucking luck. Like,
good luck.
Good
you better
luck.
hope the refs call a foul.
Yeah, and he is so like I think that Shea's the best offensive player in the sport, right? But I think Luka is a close second. Yeah. Wemby is the best defensive player in the sport, and there is no peer. He has no peer in that. Like the gap between Wemby and whoever you want to say, Chet or whatever, is massive.
It's a massive gap.
Massive. Yeah. Whereas like the gap between Shea and Luka is not that big.
And Jokic, it's real close. You could pick one any different day.
Exactly. And like the Thunder have the case of like, okay, you know, we're 57-15. The Spurs are 3 games behind you. The Spurs
and they beat them 3 times this year.
They're 4-1 versus them.
The cup.
Because the cup, they're 4-1. The Spurs versus all the MVP contenders, the Spurs versus the Lakers, so Luka, the Spurs versus the Nuggets, so Jokic, the Spurs versus the Thunder, the Spurs versus the Pistons. They are 10-3 versus those teams. Like, and we want to act like regular season head-to-head doesn't matter. It fucking clearly does if we're giving Shea the MVP because they have 3 more wins. Like, yes, it does matter. Head-to-head matters. If Shea has a case, Wemby should be right on his ass. If he's the best offensive player in the sport on the best team, Wemby is far better on the defensive end than Shea is on the offensive end, and they have 3 fucking less wins. Like, I think that Wemby has a legit case to be the MVP this year.
I think the only thing that propels Shea is the fact that he's so consistent game to game. And he's shooting like 57% as a guard. That is insane. And they've dealt I'm like, based on the shot he takes, like he's not ramming to the basket and trying to get to the cup. He's taking post fades and pull-ups and step back threes and still shooting 57% from the field. Nuts. And I think unheard of from like a shooting guard or like a point guard, any guard. And I also think the Thunder's injuries and the fact that they've still been able to keep this up for the most part, like Jalen Williams hasn't played the majority of the season. And I think, and Isaiah Hartenstein missed a big part of the season as well. That definitely plays a part into it. And like I said in the offseason, the momentum from winning the championship and winning MVP last year, I think it's even more impressive when you do it the year before and then come back and look better than you did when you won your first one. I think it's a cheat code. Like, we've seen LeBron do it. We've seen Steph do it in recent years. I don't know. Jokic is the only other one that I could think of that has back-to-back MVPs in the last like 15 years. But it's something to be said about a guy that comes off of a championship, a run from October to June, a short off season, and comes back locked in and looks miles better than he did when we saw him 3 months ago. And the team didn't miss a beat. They started off on a historic pace, and then injuries hit them, and they ran into the Spurs. And I think the last thing I'll say about the Spurs is just like, they are pretty much ahead of schedule. I think that's what's impressive for Wemby's case. Like, I didn't have them when we did our preseason. I didn't have them like making the top 6-ish. I had them like as a playing team, but I thought that they could like pick up some momentum at the end of this season and then carry that into next season. They are pretty much a year ahead of schedule. And I'm hoping that they don't decide that they want to trade one of their young players like Dylan Harper away for a better wing or something. Like, just keep this momentum going and figure out what you have in these guys. Like, Dylan Harper's really good. I think he's gonna be a great player.
Yeah, I think and my last thing is I say that Shea deserves the MVP. My thing with the Luka stuff is I hate that people try and act like this is just March hoops. Like, this is just this thing that's happened all of a sudden in this month. Like, Luka is fucking leading the league in scoring. Like, what are we talking about? He's been playing great all year. Like he obviously March, he went on a little hot stretch. He had 9 straight 30-point games, 9 straight wins, like obviously, but like that's who he is as a player. Like he's proven throughout multiple years that this is what Luka does. Like this is not some like, oh, March hoops. Luka just started playing well this month. No, he didn't fucking start playing well this month. I'm gonna read you Luka's fucking last 30 games, last 40 games. 32.5, 8, 7.4, 61.4 true shooting, 38% from 3, 56% from 2, 9.1 free throws per game. He's playing decent defense. People like to act like he's the worst fucking defender on the planet. He has a better stop percentage than Shea, which basically means like how much defensive playmaking you have, which is like steals, blocks, offensive fouls. Like how often are you stopping the defender in front of you? His is higher than Shea, who everyone thinks is this elite perimeter defender. He has not been that this year. He's still a better on-ball guy than Luka, but let's not act like he's fucking the worst defender in this sport. He's not. Like, I think that Luka is not some like he's not fucking Amen Thompson, but like he's not Darius Acuff, you know, like he does well enough.
Bro picked an NBA player and then a college player. He's not Trae Young.
Yeah, he's not Trae Young. He holds his own shit. Like I think.
Well, I think that also I give JJ Redick credit for it. Like JJ Redick figured out a way to put Luka in a position, kind of like how the Warriors did with Steph, where like we don't want you to be in a position where you need to be trying to stop the best guard on the other team.
Yeah, like you're not guarding fucking.
We're not
Cade Cunningham.
You're not guarding Cade Cunningham. You're not guarding Anthony Edwards. You're not guarding Jalen Brunson. Like no, we're not doing this. So I think that's helped them a little bit, and then like the zone that y'all play helps a lot too.
Yeah. And they're not guarding him other than Ant. Like, you know, like Shea's not going to guard Luka. Luka's not going to guard Shea. That's not how that's going to go. Like, and so I think that people try and act like it's this one-to-one comparison of like, well, other than Ant, like Ant and Jaylen Brown would guard Luka. Like that, if we're talking about like the top 10 players, Ant, Jaylen Brown, maybe Kawhi, like KD not sticking Luka, you know, like it's what it is. So I think that like that discourse pisses me off that like it's just this one thing that started happening recently. He hasn't been cooking all year when that's just not the case. But yeah, I think it's really I think Luka's making this case because the Lakers went on a 9-game win streak and is like, oh, nice to look at, and he's leading the league in scoring and all that fun shit. And like I do think we have a considerably worse team than both the Spurs, and I don't know if we have a worse team than the Spurs, to be honest. I think we have a worse team than
y'all do.
Okay, cool. I agree. I don't know if that was me like not saying like me being biased.
No,
I think we have a worse team than the
Spurs. I think the Thunder and the Spurs are on similar levels, and then there's a gap. And then I think the Nuggets are better than y'all, but I think it's closer than people want to believe. But I think the Nuggets, like if y'all had to play the Nuggets in a series, I think the Nuggets would win.
I think I would be confident. The only two teams I would be confident if we walked into a series against are the Rockets, even though I'm telling you now, if we play the Rockets, Amen Thompson will average 25 points per game. Because we have no one that can stay in front of him, like legitimately no one. The thing is though, like Ime just doesn't want him taking that many shots. Like they want to run the offense through KD, and like we're fine. We're fine with that. Like we're like, okay, cool, let KD beat us. If they let Amen Thompson cook us,
bro, the Rockets are not winning. They're not winning. They might win one game in a first round series. They just lost to the Bulls. They beat the Heat off of a amazing putback tip by Amen Thompson. They have a high school offense. They have their offensive rating is like 110.
Yeah, I mean, we played them back to back, walked them down.
Their offense stinks, man. They're a bad team.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would feel confident against the Rockets. I'd feel confident against the Suns. I feel like I would feel confident against the Clippers. I'd feel confident against the Warriors. The Wolves, I would have said I feel confident against, but we literally did the same thing last year. We beat the shit out of them in the regular season, and then we got to the playoffs and they beat us in 5. And it's the
Timberwolves are a team built for the playoffs.
Yeah, like so I don't know that I would be confident just because I literally saw the same thing happen last year. The Nuggets, I think I think the Nuggets would be the favorite in the series. And I think the Spurs and Thunder would obviously be the favorites. But like I think we got a puncher shot versus the Nuggets. I do, in a way that we haven't in the non-Luka era.
Game series.
Yeah, I think it would be a good 6-7. I'm not gonna lie. I think we would hit, they would hit, and then it would come down to who could win one on the road. And so We'll see. Um,
Maybe you get a vintage Braun for
yeah, maybe
one
we get
game.
a 30 ball out of Braun. Shit. Um, but yeah, so I think that's the MVP talk. Before we dive into the expansion draft, we're gonna give our top 10 players in the NBA. So the way that okay, let me say this: top 10 players in the NBA. We are not counting anyone that has not played a lot of basketball this season. So that is not including Steph. That is not including Tyrese Halliburton. That is not including Jason Tatum. I did include Giannis.
I
Other
did
than
as well.
that, everyone else is fair game. So give me your top 10 players in the NBA this year.
Okay. I'm gonna start at the top and go down. So I believe that everybody in my top 5 has a case for themselves, or they can make a case. Hey, I'm the best player in the league. So number 1, we got SGA. I think he's been. You can make an argument he's been the best player in the league for the last 2 years. MVP, championship, probably a second MVP, and maybe a second championship. And at that point, that puts him in rare air. Number 2, I still have Nikola Jokic. I think he's looked a little different since coming back from that knee injury. Like, he's been not considerably worse, but he just hasn't looked the same on the same level. But I do think if he's fully healthy, he's still the second best player in the league. Number 3, and I think you can swap 2 and 3 depending on your preference, Luka Doncic. I hadn't had Luka this high ever. I always had him about 4 or 5. But I think he has it's just more of the same at a greater level. Like, it's not that Luka is a different player than he was 2 years ago. His shot die is actually a lot different than it used to be. Like, he's taking a lot of tougher shots,
backs.
a lot of step back, but he's making them. So, like, he's playing in a way that you would say is less efficient, but he's still making the shots at an even higher rate than he was from before.
He's still giving you 30 a night.
Leading the league in scoring consistently, night in, night out, showing up, improving on defense. And then on top of that, like, the Lakers, the same case I made for the Thunder, like, the Lakers have had a shit ton of injuries. LeBron missed like the first month of the season. Austin Reeves missed like a month and a half. DeAndre Ayton is their center. Come on now. There's a lot going on in LA. And I'm gonna be honest, like, the Lakers don't have a great team. They are very, very top heavy. They got 3 guys that average 20 points, and you got a center who can give you 15 and 10 one night and then give you like 6 and 7 the next night. Maybe
Marcus Smart and Rui.
And then, it's Marcus Smart, Rui, and Luke
Jake
Kennard.
LaRavia and Luke Kennard.
No, Jake LaRavia is buns.
Jake horrible.
LaRavia stinks.
He's horrible.
Number 4, this may be controversial. I don't know. I have Giannis. I think Giannis has earned the right to still remain in the top 5. I think he hasn't played as much as we're used to him playing this year. But, brother, he's still averaging 28 and 9 and shooting 60+% from the field in a season where his team is intentionally trying to tank their way to get a high pick. And he called it out. He snitched to the NBA Players Association, said, hey, I want to play, and they're not letting me play because they're trying to tank. I think Giannis is an idiot. I think he shouldn't be in Milwaukee. I think he did this to himself, and I don't feel bad for him. With that being said, Giannis is still, to me, I don't think anymore. I think for a long time, to me, he was the best two-way player in basketball. I think a 5-6 year stretch of being the best two-way player in basketball. He no longer has that title, but he's still so dominant offensively and impactful and still great defensively to a level that most people do not have. And then we get to the guy below him, Victor Wembanyama. I raved about him for 15 minutes ago. So I'm just going to keep it real short, real cute. Best defender in the league on the second best team, maybe in the league. The best player as a 20, is he 22? I don't want to get his age wrong. 22-year-old, 21-year-old.
He is 22.
Okay. A 22-year-old leading a team that was tanking to the playoffs as the second seed. I don't know how many people saw this coming, but Wemby is truly a generational talent. He is the best defender in the NBA by far. And I think the gap between him and Giannis is closer than I want to admit, but I'm going to give Giannis the upper edge because he's been at a superstar level for a very long time, so I'm giving him the edge. Number 6, my guy, Anthony Edwards. I think he's having a great season. It's strange that he's not in an MVP conversation, but the Timberwolves have been really up and down, and this is who they are. Like during the regular season, they kind of just mess around sometimes. They lose to teams they shouldn't be losing to. Anthony Edwards has games where he's not shooting well, or he might just want to take a bunch of step back threes tonight. It happened. Listen, he's still having the best season of his career. The Timberwolves are still one of the better teams in the West, and he's gotten better every single year in his career. And I think the only thing holding him back is consistency on the defensive end, as well as consistency, maybe not season to season, but like maybe month to month in terms of offense. Like he might have a month where he's averaging 30, 35, and the next month he might be averaging 23 to 25 and not shooting as well. That's my only thing with Ant that I have a problem with.
Mm-hmm.
Number 7, Mr. Boardman, Kawhi Leonard. Listen, we were here in October talking about how the Clippers are a travesty and they need to be banned and all these different things. They had won 9 games. Kawhi Leonard comes back, and all of a sudden, they're in the damn playoffs.
All of a sudden, everything worked.
They are in the playoffs, and Kawhi Leonard may arguably be playing the best basketball of his career. I think you can make an argument that he played better in 2019 with the Raptors. That's the only year I'm giving you. I'm sorry. This is the best I've seen Kawhi play since he's become a Clipper. And I think with the fact that he's playing games is fantastic, phenomenal. We love the fact that Kawhi is playing games, back-to-backs, all of that. We love that. When healthy, he has an argument for being the best two-way player in basketball, just like Giannis, just like Wemby. And he can give you somewhere close to 30 a night. And when he gets hot, brother, he looks like Kobe and Jordan sometimes. I'm like we're dead ass serious. He be shooting fadeaways, pump fake. He's improved his handle. It's just something he never truly had at one point. His handle is at a level that it's never been at, and I think it's made him a smarter and more dangerous offensive player. And he still has the same demeanor that he's always had. He's still as instinctive as he's always been on the defensive end. For me personally, like I truly value two-way players. That's why I got these guys so high. Number 8, I didn't want to put him this high, but I kind of feel bad for the situation he's in. He put himself in it, so I don't feel as bad as other people. But I have Kevin Durant here at 8. I think he's still one of the best scorers in the NBA. The Rockets are just a bad team. They're terribly constructed. And I think Kevin Durant is not he's not the guy that's going to rally the troops, right? Like when the team is down, he's not going to run into the huddle and be like, yo, let's go. That's never been Kevin Durant. Let's be completely honest. With that being said, the brother has talent drooling off his fingertips. Like he is 37 and he's averaging 28 and shooting damn near 50, 40, 90 at 37. I don't think he's as good of a scorer as he used to be. I think just the progression of basketball, the inflation, all that stuff. So his numbers still look the same. But I don't think he's as good as a scorer as he used to be. Granted, still one of the best scorers in the league. He takes too many jump shots for me to feel like he can just be as unstoppable as he used to be. But at any given night, he can be the best player on the floor if he's hot. So that's a top 10 player in my book. Number 9, another one of my guys. Hope you get well soon, brother. Cade Cunningham.
Oh, he is much lower for you than he is for me. Okay.
Oh, no. That's fine. I just put him lower because I don't know if he's going to play again this season.
Yeah. I feel
so the injury kind of pushed him down a little bit. If he was still playing, like based on what he already has done, I would have put him 7 right above Kawhi.
Okay, never mind. Yeah, that's right where he is for me.
Okay. All right. I put him 9 because he's hurt, and I don't know if he's going to play again for the rest of this year. Cade Cunningham, arguably the best guard in the East. On the best team in the East, on a team that doesn't have a lot of offensive talent, but they are gritty. They play hard. They defend. They kind of remind me a little bit of the Memphis Grizzlies, like the old Grindhouse Grizzlies a little bit. And Cade Cunningham is the engine of their offense. Like I don't know if there's a player outside of the top 5 really that is asked to do as much as Cade is asked to do from a playmaking standpoint, from a shot creation and creating for others standpoint as Cade Cunningham. And he's one of the best playmakers in the league, one of the better scorers in the league, and I think his impact on offense is shown. And he's a better defender than he's given credit for a lot of the times. I don't have much more else to say because I've been raving about Cade all season. Number 10, I went back and forth. The player's first name is Jalen. And his last name starts with a B.
I'm curious to see who you put because I've totally forgotten about one of them.
Since we started recording this, I've been backspacing and typing back and forth because I didn't know who to pick. And I'm stamping my flag.
I know who I'm going with.
This is not disrespect to the other one because he is having.
I'm truly curious to know who you're.
He's having the best season of his career. The guy that I'm not picking.
Oh, and I know you're gonna say. Okay.
Jalen Brunson is number 10. I've been on the Jalen Brunson is top 10 train for like 2 years now, and I will say this again: for a guard who is 6'1", 6'2", to average 27 at the efficiency and the rate that he does and being the best player on the team has not been seen since the likes of an Allen Iverson. And I think that is rare air. There are not many guards that take their teams to conference finals in really ever. Like we just don't see a guard being the best player on the team taking their team to the conference finals. I think the Knicks have had a bit of a rough year. Like they've been inconsistent. They've been up and down. But I think Brunson is the one thing that's always steady with the Knicks. Like, you know what he's going to give you night in, night out. The only thing, and this is the thing that was making me go back and forth, is the defense. The defense can be an issue. And I think that's the case you can make for a Jaylen Brown, who's the guy that I would almost picked. I think Jaylen Brown is having an amazing season. I just think I would prefer Jalen Brunson in the role that he plays over the role that Jaylen Brown had this season.
Oh, man.
That's a tough one, though, bro. Oh, my God, bro. And then, like, before that, I had Donovan Mitchell there. And I was like, wait a minute. Jaylen Brown. Then I typed Jaylen Brown. And I was like, oh, shit, Jalen Brunson. So then I was going back and forth for about 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah, I had originally had Brunson. And then I changed it to Jaylen Brown. And now that I'm looking at like the stats of it, Jaylen Brown hasn't been that good of a defender this year. And so it's like if you're not,
but he's still been better than Brunson.
He's still better
even
than Brunson,
as bad as he's been.
But like if you're not like, if you're not,
I think a lot of that is the fact that he's taken on so much offensive that he just might not have the energy to be that like Kawhi level guy every night.
Yeah.
So I think that's part of it too.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. My top 10 players in the league. I want to preface this by saying that I think that there is a clear top 5. I think that after that 5, there's a big tier gap. Not a big tier gap, but there's a tier gap. I think all 5 of these guys, when we look back on their careers, are going to be like all-time great players.
All-time great. Yep.
All-time great players. Top whatever you want to say for all of them. Top 20, top 30. Some might get the top 10. Who knows? I think top 10 is very rare air that's kind of been the same top 10 solidified for a very long time at this point. So I think for anyone of these guys
make the argument
to
that
creep in there would be tough.
Yeah, I think you can make the argument that all of them could be top 15.
I think you can, and that's
by the end of their careers. By the end of their but listen, somebody gotta get knocked down. But I'm gonna let you know. But yeah, at some point we gotta knock some of these dudes down.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you. And so yeah, I think for me at 1, I have Shea. I think he's been the best player in the league this year, solidified. I think he was probably the best player in the league last year. I think he's the most efficient scoring guard we've seen since fucking Michael Jeffrey Jordan. And he does it on a night-to-night basis. And he has really just taken the league by, not the league by storm, but like he's taken a leap every single year and continues to get better and better and more efficient. And I don't really know what this, like, if this is the ceiling, this is a top 5 scorer potentially ever, like this is a
He's
crazy
been averaging
ceiling.
30 for 4 straight years.
Yeah, and this is like all-time great shit that we're seeing on the offensive side of the ball that we will look back on and be like, damn, Shea put up 34. Like, that's crazy shit, but we're in the midst of it now, so we're not really like acknowledging it. But when you look back at shit like that, and when you look back at some of them Jordan years, you're like, damn, like that's the kind of shit that Shea is doing currently. And I think we'll look back on that and see it. And then when we talk legacy, like, he got an MVP, he got a Finals MVP, he got he's got a scoring title. He might have he got a chip. He might have another chip. He might have another MVP. He might not have, like, then we start to get the legacy talk and shit start to get kind of, he's inching his way up there. 2 for me, I have Jokic averaging a triple-double. He is probably going to end his career as the all-time leader in triple-doubles because he's like 30 off Russ or some shit like that, which is like crazy for that to be a big.
Russ is still playing.
Yeah. And Russ is still playing, and he's probably going to retire in the next year or 2, and Jokic is probably going to play like 6 more years. So Jokic will probably lead the NBA history in triple doubles as a center. Like, he just puts up to 25, 12, and 12 on a nightly basis, and is still the best offensive hub maybe ever. And so I think that what we see on a night-to-night basis with Jokic does kind of get diminished because he's been doing it for so long at such a high level, and he is just so good nightly at pretty much everything that it does kind of start to get undervalued. But I think Jokic, for me, still a top 2 player in the world. 3rd, I have Luka Doncic. I think he, for me, is I think him and Shea are the 2 best scorers in basketball, and it's not close. I think they get to it different ways. I think Shea is more efficient. I think Luka is a better, just like, I think Luka improvises a little bit more. I think he has more on-ball gravity than Shea. I think he creates better shots for his teammates than Shea does. Like, I think he's just a better on-ball creator as a whole on the offensive side of the ball. But I think that Luka is a generational scorer. Like, I think in the same way that Shea is, I think Luka is right up there in like Harden, Kobe, Luka, Shea, Jordan, if you want to say Braun, like, like KD. Those guys, KD, like those kind of guys. When I posted it, some Kareem, like, like guys who are just insane offensive players. I'm not acknowledging Wilt Chamberlain, but yes, like that kind of
we
shit.
We have to.
Bam Adebayo, like those kind of guys. You feel me? And so, yeah, exactly.
No, we have to, brother. Wilt Chamberlain averaged 50 in a season.
I know. And
you're trolling the Laker great.
Yeah,
cut it out.
I am. And so I think that Luka is 3 for me. 4, I have Victor Wembanyama. I would be lying if I said the Giannis antics didn't knock him down for me. I'm sorry, like that just means something to me. Like, oh, I want to play, I don't want to play. I want to be in the Bucks. I don't want to be in the Bucks. I'm not. Get the fuck off. I'm cool with it. So for me, Wemby, he's a 2 seed in the East. I mean, 2 seed in the West. He's putting up best defender in the sport numbers, averaging 25 a game, giving you 3 blocks, contributes to winning, like you said, has more gravity than maybe anyone outside of Jokic. Like, I think that he is just a great player all around, the best 2-way player in the sport for me. So if you're the best 2-way player in the sport and the other best 2-way player in the sport, like the previous best 2-way player in the sport, has to go below you for me. So that is Giannis. I think even with the bitching and the moaning, he's still a top 5 player in the world, like 28. He's still amazing on the defensive side of the ball. He's great offensively in a way that he hasn't always been. Like, this has been a great year for Giannis, like all around. He has
a like real midi now.
Yeah. Like
that he didn't have before.
Giannis has developed as an offensive player, and it's not just like catch the ball and gather step 1, 2, try and draw fouls. Like, he actually has an offensive game.
Head down, Derrick Henry truck into the lane.
Yeah, like it's still a lot of that, but he's diversified the bag. So he's 5 for me. And then I think there's a gap. I think those guys any given night can be the 5 best players in the world. After that, for me, I have Anthony Edwards. I don't think he's at that tier yet, but I think he is one of the 5 best two-way guys in the sport. I think the shot like he continues to get better year after year. He continues to get more efficient. He's a legit good 3-point shooter now. Like he's one of the best 3-point shooters in the sport currently. Like I think, and he gets downhill. Like I don't know that his offensive game really has a weakness. I think he can be like mentally taken out of a game, and I don't know that he's the level of playmaker I want him to be out of the pick and roll that these other guys are, specifically the Luka and the Shea. Like, if we're talking about guards and ball handlers, I don't know that he's that level of guy yet. And so I think that's the next step for him, is like learning how to create every single night and not being able to be taken out of a game, no matter if you're getting double, triple blitzed off the pick and roll. Like, I think you have to be able to get to your shot regardless. And I think Luka and Shea found a way to do that in a way that Ant necessarily doesn't. Next for me, I have Cade Cunningham, my guy. The lung shit is brutal. I hope he can come back. I hope he can come back this season, because I do think he had a case in the MVP talks if they hold on to the 1 seed. I don't know if he's gonna reach the games played threshold now, which
he's not.
Which
his
is
agent put
fucking brutal.
Today.
That is brutal. Best year of his career. Not gonna be
all NBA.
All NBA. Not gonna be all NBA. That is tough. That is absolutely tough. And it kind of feels like, damn, will we even remember the season? Like, you got no accolades from this shit. Will we remember it? But like, I hope that this is the start of something better for the Pistons. That like this is the floor level of what the Cade's next 2, 3, 4, 5 seasons look like. But he's 6 for me. Great playmaker, great defender, great offensive player. Like you said, like what he's asked to do on a night-to-night basis with Tobias Harris and Jalen Duren and Asar Thompson is like next level shit, you know? So like, I think Cade has a lot put on his plate every night, and he was delivering every single night. Next, Kawhi Leonard, Mr. Boardman. I think he's, like you said, playing some of the best basketball of his career. The Clippers should not be a good team, and yet when he's on the floor, they are. And like that, like he just makes it work no matter what. He makes it work. And so he's up there for me. Next, I have Kevin Durant. Pretty much everything you said. I think he's another guy that like when we played when they played the Lakers, it felt like we just took him out the game in the second half, and like that shouldn't be possible for Kevin Durant, but for whatever reason it is. He's still not great like playmaking and finding open shots for his teammates, which you think he would be this deep into his career. Like, but it's still, I guess, when like you can score as easy as he does, like you don't necessarily have to figure the rest of the shit out, because I can always get me a 30 ball. So you know, that's whatever. And then lastly, I'm gonna put Jalen Brunson. Fuck it. I have Jaylen Brown written here, but I'm putting Jalen Brunson. I'm putting Jalen Brunson.
New York, stand up.
Yeah. I'm putting Jalen Brunson. What he does at his size, as a small guard, I always will think that if we're talking about championships, like the wings are always going to be the guys that win you chips. But if we're talking just in a vacuum, player for player, I'm taking Jalen Brunson, and that's my top 10.
But would you say Jalen Brunson is the exception? Like, could you see the Knicks? Could you see the Knicks winning the championship?
Absolutely not. I think the exception is Shea and Stephen Curry, and I don't think that
Shea is 6'6".
These are, oh yeah, that's true. You were saying small guards.
Yeah.
Oh, then no.
So like under 6'3".
No. No. What? How tall is Steph? Is Steph under 3? Then Steph is the exception. Yeah. Yeah. That's the exception.
But Steph has a long wingspan. He's a different type of 6'3". Like he's a lot of the times when they're like, oh, he's 6'3", they don't really be 6'3". Steph is actually like 6'3", 6'4". He might be 6'4".
I think if you have a small guard as your best player, you have a problem. And that is going to be I don't know the last small guard as your best player team that won a chip. I can't think of it. Like, if we're not saying Steph, I don't know. Like
D-Wade. But D-Wade's 6'4". D-Wade is 6'4".
That's what I'm saying.
So like yeah, that's tough.
It's tough. I don't think that's a recipe for championship basketball. That'll win you a lot of regular season games. But when
they got to the conference finals.
What does that mean? So did Trae Young. Like that,
man.
Like that, they got the conference finals
in the COVID season.
Yeah, like I think that, yeah, that's true. But I think that like as a small guard, that's cool. They got to the conference finals, and then what happened? Tyrese Halliburton and packed them boys. Like
Tyrese Halliburton is Well, no, he's not.
He's like 6'4", 6'3", isn't he?
No, he's like 6'6", 6'5".
Yeah,
I think he's 6'5".
Halliburton height, he's 6'5". Yeah, so I think
Hard,
that's
man.
where you run into it. If the Knicks went and got Giannis, then they're cooking.
Right.
But
But Brunson wouldn't be here if they got Giannis.
That's true. That's true. I think they need a wing. I think they need a like Mikal Bridges ain't it. And OG is good.
No.
OG is a good player, but like he's not the type of player you need if you have like in that Spurs team. Like if OG is Kawhi, right? Like if OG is Spurs Kawhi, they had Tim Duncan. Cat ain't Tim Duncan,
But
like
they also had Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili, and
Danny Green.
A bunch of shooters, shooters out the ass, bro.
Marco Bellinelli and niggas
Patty
like
Mills, Danny Green, Gary Neal, Boris Diaw. Like, bro, that team was insane.
Yeah. So
and nobody was athletic except Kawhi.
Yeah. So I think that's just not the makeup that is going to win us chips in this era of basketball, in any era of basketball, really. So I think that will always be the Knicks' problem, but it'll be good hoop. Like it'll be good regular season hoop, and then we'll get to the playoffs every year, and it'll be like I think that just is what it is. And yeah, so that's our top 10 players in the NBA.
So we have the same players.
Absolutely, I think it's a clear 10. If we put like Tatum and Steph in here, and then some guys get bumped, you feel me?
Yeah.
I think Hallie still is a top 10 player. I will stand on that. I ain't seen nobody take him out in a playoff series in 2 years. So I mean, come on.
He took himself out.
Yeah. He was about to beat the Thunder. He walked down the Knicks 2 years ago. Like, come on, I gotta see it first.
That's fair. I gotta see what he looked like when he comes back. But I think the playmaking won't go down at all.
No,
my concern is the shooting.
My concern is like the mobility, like the way he moves. Like he's a very weird mover with the ball, and like if you lose that part of you, like I don't know. I think that helps with the playmaking because he's like a weird, like he has a weird gait. Like it's just weird shit that he does. But
Tatum looks fine movement wise. I think his shooting is he's just rusty. He hasn't played basketball in almost a year. So
and Hallie's not rushing it back. Like he gonna get the full year. Yeah. All right, so. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Run It Up podcast.
That is terrible etiquette. That is terrible etiquette.
That's my bad.
Listen, y'all. All right. Yeah, so we run a little long today. We don't like to go over an hour and a half, pushing 2 hours.
It's out the mo with Rashad McKay.
Kiss my ass. Yeah, you're funny, kid. You're funny. We're gonna push the expansion draft to next week. And I think we could make that whole episode basically the expansion draft, so we might do that plus some Final Four March Madness talk and whatever else happens because the NBA is getting closer to the playoffs. There we go. Now you do your little outro.
There we go. See, my son, he wrapped it up. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the pod. Good college hoop talk, good NBA hoop talk. Subscribe to us everywhere that podcasts are. Leave a 5-star rating and review. Find all of our socials in the description. Find us on Twitter at @RunItThePod. Me on Twitter at Najee _ Jalaal on Instagram at j.sandy_. Follow us. Tell all your friends and family. Hope you guys have a litty day, a litty night, a litty life. And just like we do in every episode of this podcast, make sure y'all go run it up.